Let's see. Get that. Here we go. All right. Hey, how's it going out there? This is Two Birds, One Show with Big Game Sports Buzz, our fellow show on the network. Awesome. We got
my screen blocked. Is it? Are you getting full screen on this?
I think that's because you're on the phone. I think.
Okay. Just want to make sure you can see.
Yeah, you're good. So I'm DeeTer. That's my co-host, Ricky.
Yep.
And then we have the buff nerd, Jay Stoggs.
Let's
and
go.
We have the owner of the network, Big Game James himself.
Big Game James.
What's up?
So on our show, we usually talk a little bit craft beer and sports. Get another craft beer, dive into some more sports. So if anybody's got something drinking tonight or want to go around, see what we're drinking, and anybody watching the show, let us know what you got going on out there too.
Yeah, whether you're drinking beer, wine, eating gummies, smoking weed, whatever, let us know.
Oh, nice. Excited for another awesome show, gentlemen. Nice. Let's see what we got here. Big Game James, my dude.
Hey, Dub,
Nice.
Shout out to my man Aaron West. We appreciate you being in the house all the way from the west side, Anaheim, California.
And of course, somebody's going to give Stock some crap about wearing that Dallas shirt, right? There you go.
I'm just here to class up the joint. Just here to class it up.
All right.
Let it begin.
So I'm going out. I got a New Trail beer, whiteout, because of Penn State University winning last weekend. Awesome game. It was like 51-0. Damn.
Who'd they play?
Oh, God, I don't even know, man. They beat them so bad. I forget.
Man,
really
you must have
talking
been
about
into that game, cuz.
Well, my sister and my brother-in-law, they go to the games, so they're big PSU guys, and she got me the beer. So I'm more interested in the beer than I am the PSU.
I guarantee a lot of beer was consumed right then. Yes.
I got a question for you when we get through this about 51-0. I got a question for you. James already knows what I'm going to ask.
All right, go ahead. Shoot, I'm good for it.
Lord. Hey, and everybody else, I got a little shiner going on tonight. Like
Nice.
Usually a brown, a little whiskey and scotch kind of guy, but you know what I'm saying? We got to make it happen tonight with two birds.
James, what's your go-to whiskey?
Oh, man, I do a lot of Crown Royal. I do a lot of Canadian whiskey, but I like a lot of Glenfiddich. You know what I'm saying? When I do scotch and everything.
Oh, nice little scotch.
Yeah, especially when I go outside and I got the cigar going. I'm doing a little bit more scotch and the Angel's Envy bourbon.
Nice.
Oh, Angel's Envy, nice, man. Yeah. That's like in a wine barrel or something like that,
that's
right?
That's a high end right there.
Yeah, that's not often. Oh shit, ain't that something? I ain't even had that much. See what happened when I drank beer? That's what happened.
Be gentle, big guy. Be gentle.
Hey man, I wasn't
the Penn State game was Kent State, and they beat them by 56. So, Penn State's now ranked number 9.
Famous rock and roll song by Neil Young about Kent State.
Nice.
Any classic rock nerds know what I'm talking about.
What you got drinking there, Ricky?
I got some Monkish tonight. No, I didn't have Treehouse tonight. I don't know if I have any Treehouse right now, but I got some Monkish.
Yeah. Nice.
It's Glow. It's a double IPA, double dry hopped. At a looks, I want to say about 8.5%. Cheap party.
Oh man, that's a nice looking beer. Look at that.
I mean,
really, I like colored
tons
beer.
of fucking overripe pineapple in the nose and the taste.
Darker. Yeah.
Well,
but we try to promote craft beer. That's part of the show. That's sports and craft beer. We love doing it.
Good thing. There's no need for explanation. I feel like I need a beer educational class because
and shout out
a lot of it. But every time I go somewhere, it's like it's a craft, it's an IPA, it's a this, it's that. Do you smell the hops? Motherfucker, I got the bubbles. That's it. And I'm gonna burp good after I drink it. That's all I know. That's it.
Uncultured. So uncultured.
Well, big game, James. Your boy you said's out in Anaheim. He probably has heard of Monkish. They're, I think, not far from that area. Big time brewery out there. I call them the Treehouse of the West Coast. They're putting out some next level IPAs.
So, James, what's that question about the high scoring college games, man?
No, that's me. I got
That's
that's
Buck
right.
murder. That's
all right.
Hogs. I got that question.
So here's the question: if you had a cousin, a brother, a sister, or a son,
Oh my God, dude, he's not doing this, is he?
I'm just asking.
Right,
If they're
right,
getting
right.
blown out,
Yeah.
do you stay for the game, or do you leave so you can go to your favorite? For us, is Whataburger, right? I need to beat the line Whataburger. Whatever your favorite eatery
tough,
is,
dude.
you know, after the
Right,
game,
right.
you know, after the game, it gets full. Do you stay? And they're getting the doors blown out in the third quarter. Do you stay?
Here's the question: are you at every game, or is this like the one game you showed up? You know what I'm saying? Is it's like, oh man, I showed up for the one game. Yeah, I got to put my FaceTime in there for the family, or is this like you've been to every game? You know what I'm saying?
You go to like 3 games and see. This is
3 games.
Yeah, you.
All right, man. Yeah, dude, it's pretty embarrassing, man. I don't think you know what I mean. I don't think you really should stick around. I mean, I think your cousin or your relative is probably like, I'm hitting the showers and I'm getting the hell out of the stadium. You know, I ain't sticking around for this.
DeeTer, Rick, this all came from a show we had one night, right? And so we asked the question, and I was like, at what point do you leave the game if it's a blowout? Because, you know, it's some bad lopsided scores sometimes. And we talk about high school here in Texas, right? So I asked Stoggs the question, like, do you leave? Like, me as a father, my son's playing high school ball right now. If they get drugged and beat in the mud, I'm stuck on the sidelines. I can't go. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of the staff. But I know part of me would want to leave, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tough it out. This man here said the food is going to still be warm. He's going to be through the line back at the school to pick his son up by the time the bus rolls in the lot. I was like, God damn.
That's pretty rough, man. And I don't know if you see the comment earlier. He said only a Dallas fan would ask that question.
Whatever.
Well, I don't know. I pretty much, I'm of the guild. I usually, you know, I stay for the game. I don't usually leave early. I figure if I'm paying all that money, you know, for parking and tickets and whatever else, and you know, I'm sticking it out. And who knows, might come back.
And hey, not from 40,
Not 56, man.
Damn,
dude.
Hey, Rick, we talking about 56-0 with 8 minutes left in the fourth, and it's just like, say, bro, my son not even in now, dog.
Yeah, right. They probably got like the 4th string in. You know what I mean? Everybody's just like sitting on the bench waiting to get out of that place, dude.
The band that took hats off, uniforms not even buttoned up no more. They're not even playing. They're like, come on, man, let's go.
The band's probably already on the bus, man.
I'm meeting the kids at the school, man. Come on, let's go. That happens at my daughter's high school. They are horrible. They're trash. They get beat like 50-something to 2. And like, I don't even know how they got the 2. Like they just, you know, happened into it by third quarter. Yeah, I'm going to Whataburger. I'll meet you at the school.
Man.
I'll be the first parent there to pick you up.
Nice.
Hey, put that comment up. That's what should be said.
So what's Whataburger? Like a burger joint down in Texas?
Oh yeah. Hey man, we gotta get y'all to Dallas.
Yeah,
in Texas. So yeah, Whataburger it's a good burger spot, man.
Yeah. How's it stand up to a cheesesteak?
No. You can't compare Whataburger to cheesesteak.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, is that their version of like cheesesteaks? You know, cheesesteaks are big up here. The Whataburger is big down there.
I'm trying to think what's a famous Whataburger.
You guys got that like the brisket fast food brisket place? That's pretty good, right? I don't know if that's still around. I think brisket's like the big thing in Texas, right?
Brisket and barbecue is a thing in Texas.
Yeah. Whataburger is just a really good fast food place. Like if
it's just a burger joint.
It's better than like McDonald's or Burger King. And I always get it, with a side jalapeno and a Big Red, right? That's what the red soda is.
Yeah, they got the Big Red soda in there.
That's it.
Yeah, man, that's good. The breakfast is good too, man. You get the
Tito's.
Yeah, man, the salsa, not the salsa, but picayo
sauce.
Picante,
yeah, the
If
picante.
you ever really want a good breakfast from there, and I'm gonna show you how Fat Man can do it. Get the jalapeno cheddar biscuit with sausage and a side of sausage gravy, and you just open that up, pour the sausage gravy on top.
Dude,
nice.
That is big back behavior, sir. That is straight big back behavior.
That was the 350 big game. You know what I'm saying? The 315 big game is going to get a Cobb salad with a chicken on it.
Let's go to the sports and beer, bro. Let's just get it out of here.
Speaking of college football, too, I was watching a little bit before I came in here. I was watching Temple. They were getting their ass kicked by Army, but I wanted to send a shout out to the Temple kick. I wanted to send a shout out to the Temple kicker, Maddox Trujillo. Last week he kicked a 64-yard field goal in the Link, longest field goal in Link history, breaking Jake Elliott's record of 61. So shout out to Maddox of Temple. Much props. That's crazy.
What was his yardage?
64.
64. Wow. Yeah. College.
How bad is it when the kicker is your shining moment for your football team?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, talk about that.
Temple won last week, I think, right?
Did they win last week? Yeah, I know they were getting their ass kicked by Army tonight. They might have won last week.
Army's good, man.
Who they play?
Army's
California
good.
School of the Blind?
Yeah, it wasn't anybody big, I don't think, man. But
stop it.
But that triple option that Army runs is unfair, bro. Like, realistically. No one runs.
I love watching option football.
They play throwback football that no one knows how to defend because everyone spreads. And also, you see a wishbone, you're like, what's that other dude doing back there? How we gonna stop that?
Still Army though.
Yeah, Navy's doing really well, man. Navy's got the new coach going, and their quarterback, man, he's tough, dude. He runs through everything, passes, like it's all on him, man.
And they run the option too at Navy and the Air Force.
Yeah.
But it's not as heavy as it is Army. Like Army,
Army's really good, man.
Yeah. But it's great. You know, I think Army's 3-0.
Yeah, so is Navy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think Army's at the head of their conference, right? What's that? The American Conference?
American Conference. Well, yeah.
So big shout out to the services.
Yeah, I got a long line of family military, DeeTer's military, Stoggs, shout out, much respect. Rob that watches our show, so man, props to all the military out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we get into some real sports and all, like I gotta talk about the Phillies clinching the East, man. East Division was the first time in 12 years.
13 years.
13? Oh man, that's pretty good, man.
Did you guys actually so I remember, I watch it, I watch your podcast. You guys have great content. I remember toward the beginning of the season, as the season was kind of progressing, it was looking a little down, around Philly town, and just not sure because you guys had some injuries during the season. Everyone does, but it wasn't looking like this. Like what was the turning point for y'all when y'all said, hey, this is real. This is about to happen?
Well, I think you saw towards the end of April, going into May, the Phillies took off in the division and never looked back and never lost the lead. Even through the bumps and bruises and the ups and downs of the season, they never lost the lead in the division and had one of the top 2 records in all baseball. And, you see this as a team on a mission. As I said to my buddy the other day, the one thing when I realized this team is probably going to win a championship this year, even through the tough times and when it got bleak, nobody was backbiting. Nobody was throwing anybody under the bus. There was no dissension. Everybody was getting each other's back, and they were like, we're going to pull through this. We're a team. I mean, that's character. You can't teach that. And they stuck together. They pulled through it, and then they just got the first round bye yesterday. And I think you're looking at a team that's trying to win a world championship.
Now, you said they got the first round bye. So are they seeded number 1 now? Or
well, right now, us and the Dodgers both have 94 wins. The Dodgers have 1 less loss. So technically, by percentage points, the Dodgers are in the first, but that can change. But the first 2 seeds get a first round bye. So regardless, they'll get a first round bye.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, we've been having the top winning team pretty much throughout the season. There was a dip in July. I think we had was it Real Muto got injured right before that, and we were losing that whole month. That whole month was pretty bad.
But never lost first place.
Right, never lost first place, but like we were like what 11 losing streak or some crazy number. We were pretty high, man, and it came. I say like mid-August, we turned it around, and now September, man, we've been just barreling through it.
Oh, yeah, that's baseball. You know what I mean? Baseball is a war of attrition, man. It's a war of attrition, and the teams that stick together, like this team, I think are the teams that you're going to see, go the distance.
Who do you want to see Philly play in that first round they play? Like, who would you want to see?
Anybody, because I'll say this, Stoggs, and I was talking to somebody about it earlier. There's no cupcakes left. Every team you play now is going to be a fist fight in the phone booth. There's no easy games. Not one team is easy. So I just say, listen, put whoever wants to fight me in front of me. We'll fight them, and we'll move on and fight the next person because ain't no more easy ones. Everybody's really fucking good right now. So whoever wants to square it up, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the bats are still hot, man. We're doing pretty good. Pitching wise, the only thing we have really a bad problem is if when they put Tijuan Walker in, man.
Yeah, but you won't see him again now. He's done, and he probably pitched his last game as a Philly ever. And
you think so? You don't think
he didn't make the playoff roster last year? He sure as hell ain't getting on it this year.
But they were using him as a relief for a little bit. They're not gonna. Yeah, no. I don't know, man. It's they keep on trying to feed him into the system, and it's just not working, man. So I'd be surprised if they bring him back next year. But
there's no chance. No chance.
All right.
He's. I mean, no offense. He's a nice guy and all, but I mean, he's got nothing left. He's an automatic loss whenever he comes into the game. You can't,
Okay.
But he'll get his World Series ring this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're right. Yeah.
Is that a Ricky guarantee? Is that a Ricky guarantee? Is that what that is? You should. I give y'all so much stuff.
We're hoisting the trophy this year.
That's a Rick guarantee. That's a Ricky.
Just don't turn into Charles Barkley with it because his guarantees aren't worth shit.
No, and listen, a lot. And anybody knows me. I'm not one to do that. I don't like to jump the gun, but it's the same thing. JT Realmuto had the same quote 2 days ago. He's like, we're here to win a world championship, and I'm not scared to say it because that's our goal. And listen, jinxers are only real if you believe in them, and I ain't buying that. So
I'm pretty confident in the team, man. We've been like the number one throughout the most of the season, man. And
think about it. It's the third straight year where you're talking about a team that's close to 100 wins, that's going to deep play. This is a battle tested team. They've been through the trenches. There's nothing they're going to see they're not ready for.
I got a question for you, Ricky. Now, the celebration afterwards, did you think it was like a little too much?
Shout out to my boy Jim, we've gotten a really good argument the other day about love you, Jimmy, and we really went after each other. Listen, I'm of the guild of in life itself, once in a while, we'll present you with an opportunity to celebrate anything. Take it. Because guess what? In the future, you're not going to look back and be like, darn, I wish I didn't celebrate. What the fuck? I'm celebrating every fucking chance I get. Life is short, man. Live it, love it, enjoy it. I'm celebrating everything. Everything. People are like, oh, they should celebrate after they win the World Series. Well, what if they don't? Then they're going to be like, well, we didn't celebrate shit. Damn it.
They won the division. That's a lot of games. It's a pretty good moment to be proud of.
Anytime life gives you a chance to celebrate, man, embrace that.
I think they were going a little bit overboard. I think it was more of like a media feed. I feel like, they weren't even drinking the beers or anything. They're just like throwing everything around. I feel like.
Did you see yesterday when Baltimore clinched a playoff spot?
No.
Did you see them celebrating? It looked just like the Phillies.
Did they? Okay.
See the other night with the Padres? Looked just like the. Listen, it's. Yeah. And I'm not old and stuffy. I'm not like.
I feel like it's like kind of
celebrating until I win it all. Fuck that shit.
Because after they were celebrating, they're taking pictures with their family and kids and stuff like that. They're not even like, what I mean? I feel like that's kind of like the media trying to hype everything up.
Life is to be lived, man. Savor this shit.
You have to live in the moment because I know you talk to a bunch of different guys about different moments and opportunities they had when it comes to sporting events. And me playing it, we never made it to the big dance of the Super Bowl while I was playing. But being in like the games prior to, you celebrated the hell out of it because you knew that was a special moment. You're not guaranteed to get it again. I mean, Cincinnati Bengals went to the Super Bowl and lost, and they kept saying, "Hey, next year we'll get back here again." And they haven't got there yet, and they're 0-3 right now. So they don't know they may not ever know what it's like for the confetti to fall. So if it's celebrating first round playoff win, divisional, conference, Super Bowl, man, you got to enjoy it, bro, because it's not guaranteed that it's going to happen at all.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Did you ever go through any division or championship or any big games in the NFL?
Oh, yeah, man. You got to go back and look at the Bert Emanuel catch story now from when the St. Louis Rams beat us to go to the Super Bowl to beat the Tennessee Titans. They called a pass they called it an incomplete pass when we were driving to score. Next thing you know, Kurt Warner hits Ricky Parole with the over-the-shoulder one-hand catch in the end zone.
Oh, the
Rams beat us, go to the Super Bowl. They win it. They're called the greatest show
on turf.
And I still to this day say that NFL wanted Dick Vermeil and the Rams to go win a Super Bowl because there's no way in hell. We had so many things called against us that day. We played against 11 on the field and the 5 zebras as well, man. We didn't have a snowball's chance in hell with some of the calls they made.
You see the Chiefs getting all them calls down. I agree. Yeah, the NFL gets a darling team where they love calling anything for this team. You get the Chiefs now. Listen, I watched 2 weeks ago when the Chiefs are playing the Bengals, and the Bengals dog fought them. They had the game won, and they called a blatant fake-ass pass interference call at the end of the game to give the Chiefs a game.
Through the receiver. That is pass interference, Rick.
Then I guess you could call that on a lot of plays then, because I don't see that called on every play. That was so ticky-tacky.
Listen, if they called holding, if they actually called holding like they're supposed to, you'd never get through any game.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Why did they call for the Chiefs? Because they love the Chiefs. They love having, the Chiefs glamour and glitz up there.
Word. I'm a class this joint up. It was too egregious, friend. It was too egregious.
All right, Jay, stop. Go back to the Thursday night kickoff with Baltimore, Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
The illegal procedure of how the offensive linemen were lined up too far in the backfield. The Chiefs had the same exact alignment that the Baltimore Ravens had on three different occasions, and they did not even come close to calling it. You can say what you want. I never believed this shit before until all of a sudden I was like, say, bro, something ain't right, man. I smell something wrong up in here.
The day Tom Terrific retired, they say we need a new golden boy for the league. There's going to be Pat Mahomes. We're going to make sure his team gets all the calls.
It's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan hooked players when he went around them to dunk. He did it every single time, and they never called it.
Well, listen, as somebody who watched 90% of MJ's career, I'm a huge MJ fan. Michael Jordan used to get flagrant fouled constantly in games and never had it called on him. Now, I know it was a different NBA then. You could get away with more, unlike today's NBA, that's you can't touch anybody. But Michael earned them points, man. When he drove the lane, he was getting fucking pounded. The Detroit Bad Boys, the New York Knicks, with Anthony Mason and Ewing and Charles Oakley, man, they were murdering that dude.
They murdered each other. The infamous Kurt Rambis clothesline.
Kurt Rambis was a sacrifice. Nobody gave a shit. Kurt Rambis got killed.
You're right. You're right. But it's just the fact that was a different era, right?
It was. I missed that era of the NBA, by the way.
But the thing is, your greatest players will get the calls. They will always get the calls.
That's a good point.
They will, and so we can complain about it, or we can say, okay, look, we know they're going to get this call. Your job is to play better. Unless you're from Philly.
I don't see Bryce Harper ever getting any calls. In fact, he gets calls against him. I'm like, wait a minute. He's supposed to be one of the faces of the league.
He was.
He still is. He's still one of the best players in the league. He'll be top 6 in MVP voting this year.
Ohtani is the face of
okay, that's fine. I'm talking about one of your top players. He's still one of your top 5 or 6 players in all of baseball.
But he is not
one of the names that people know.
Is more recognizable than him. And now, I mean, you got Soto, you got Judge. I mean, you got players that are unfortunate. And I like Bryce Harper. I have nothing against him, but at this point, he is no longer. When you think of baseball, you won't say Bryce Harper. You're going to say all these other players.
Well, he's coming off of an injury.
He's a top 10 player.
A year or two ago. You know what I mean? I think he's just getting back into it this year. I think next year, man, he's going to take off.
Well, remember, too, in a league where you have, what do you have? 30 teams, almost 30 guys a team. You're talking 900 players. And then Bryce Harper's in the top 10. I mean, yeah, I know he's not Ohtani, but guess what? Nobody in the history of baseball's been Ohtani, not even Babe Ruth. You're talking this guy transcends time. Nobody's ever been as good as Ohtani, ever. He's the best player to ever play the game.
But to say Bryce Harper's a top 10 player,
he is. He is. Name me 10 better players offensively than Bryce Harper right now.
A bunch.
Name a bunch.
I would say
at least 5.
On the team balloon, Schwarber's been killing it.
Schwarber's having a great year. He's going to hit 40 home runs again for the third straight year.
And we're not even talking pitchers, right?
That's why I said offensive players. You can't compare offensive players to pitchers, though.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But still, he is not a top 10 player. And the injury.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay, I'm gonna get that list for you, Ricky.
Okay.
Well, how many MVPs does Bryce Harper have? Right?
3.
3. I mean, that's a pretty good record right there, man.
Well, you can mark him down in the Hall of Fame because he's going to it.
No one's saying he isn't, but when was the last MVP or even MVP type season did he have?
Wasn't it just 2 years ago?
2 years ago. 2 years ago. He had an injury last year, or it was coming off an injury from the year before. It took him a little time to get into the season, and I feel like he'll get back into the rhythm next year. But this year, Schwarber killing it. Realmuto is doing really well.
Harper's killing it. Alec Boehm's killing it. I mean, you got Castellanos is starting to get red hot.
Yeah, Castellanos.
Sager's. I mean, you got players who are really good, and I understand, Rick. I do. That's your guy. He's a great player, but to say he's a top 10 player today,
I said what I said.
I know you did. I heard several times. 11.
I don't speak timid. I know sports.
I'll give you 12, but not 10.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's been connected as much as usual this year, but I mean, he's usually pretty good, man. This year, I mean, you got Bryce Hart. I mean, Schwarber's doing better than Bryce is. You know what I mean? Like, hitting wise.
Okay. So you're saying you got 2 great players on the team. I mean, that's splitting hairs.
Yeah, but out of like the whole league, you're talking 10 players. You know what I mean? That's a
stretch.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything bad about Harper.
But I'm not hearing you name the 10 players better than him though.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't have a list.
I don't know. Yeah. Listen, we can agree to disagree, but we can agree on. Well, we don't have to agree on this. Whoever you want to name on the Phillies, they're going to be hoisting the World Series trophy in about a month and a half.
Nice.
Okay. Where do you put Acuna?
Ronald Acuna Jr. Well, since he's missed the entire fucking year, I don't put him in the top 10. Where do you put him?
Wow, this is what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Wow, it's so.
If he hadn't played, then it's hard to put him in the top 10 in the stock.
I mean, we're saying that Bryce Harper's top 10 and he's coming off of this, that, and the other, but okay, yeah, sure.
No, DeeTer just spoke on the history of what's been going on the last couple of years. He's been healthy in there this year.
I talked about Seager.
You're going to sit there and look up all your stats.
Yeah. Acuna, there's Acuna. It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, Acuna's pretty good. Did he have a better year this year?
Yeah.
Did he? Can you tell me how many games he played this year, Stoggs?
Listen. If we're going to do
wait a minute. How many games did he play this year? 32?
Let's just move on.
Okay.
Because it's clear.
Said the defeated man.
No. I mean, because you still got
okay.
the ring.
Then we can keep going. If you round and round, we'll go. That's okay with me. I love it. I love it. This is what I live for.
Now, Bryce is good, dude. I just like.
No, Matt, you lost your Phillies card.
Oh,
maybe. I don't know. It's good to Damn. Ricky Rant.
All right.
See?
All right, Bob.
There's 6 that I just played. That I just named. But, that's fine.
I didn't hear 10.
So, Flyers are doing really well tonight.
Right, real quick. I want to send a quick shout out so we can lighten the mood up so we don't have to go fucking dogfighting all night. Shout out, and I know I get on him a lot, but shout out to John Tortorella with a class move the other day, bringing in Guy Goudreau to coach with the Flyers, the guy that just lost both his sons in a horrific car accident. Johnny Hockey, one of the best players in all of hockey, out of South Jersey from Dieter's alma mater. Shout out to John Tortorella, mad respect, cuz and may your boys rest in peace. That was one of the nicest things I've seen in a long time, and Torch, you got newfound respect from me, big guy.
Yeah, and like I know you weren't a Tortorella fan, man, but that was now. That's good, dude. Good.
Yeah, I missed a couple. That's respect.
I missed a couple comments here. Let me see. Jeff says he's number 10. Bryce, and then we have Harper is top 10, especially when fully healthy. All right, so I mean, like, not to go back, but all right, I just missed those comments. I should have put it when the fire was hot, but when you're in the show, it's hard to
blow Jay Stoggs' ass up. Bryce Harper number 10. Goddamn it, let it go.
By the way, I just went on to beer number 2.
He's 11.
What you got? Anchovy hop fog. Oh my God!
Wandering into the fog. It's a brand new hop. The anchovy hop. It's my first time trying it. It's good. It doesn't taste like anchovies though, so I don't know really why they gave it that name.
I was just about to ask you, does that shit have a fishy, salty taste or something?
No, because if it tastes like anchovies, I ain't drinking this shit.
I don't mind anchovies in my Caesar salad. That's about it.
Well, Caesar dressing, I'll take it, but that's because I almost don't even know they're there.
Right, you can barely taste it. I mean, it's a little salty, but I got you on that. Okay.
But
Dodgers would beat them though. I guess the Phillies.
Yeah. Real quick, Anthony, what was the Phillies' record against the Dodgers this season?
It was Aaron, I think, that said that.
Right? Oh, was it Aaron? Okay. Yeah. Aaron, what was the record of the Dodgers and Phils this year?
Baseball guys.
What was it, Ricky?
I think it was 4-3 Phils.
You think or you know? You're basically.
I know. How about 5-2 Phils?
We did pretty good against the Dodgers. The Brewers were pretty tough, man. Last time we played them, and it's hard to play against a guy that was on our team.
Rhys
Hoskins, man. I love that guy, man. It sucks to see him on the other team.
He's always a Philly to me.
Yeah. So how's that beer?
It's good. I like it. Yeah. You know the Wandering in the Fog series. You've had a lot of them. They're always really good. Right. Shout out to Josh Arno, a South Jersey kid who's repping out there with Abomination Brewing up there at the 12% Beer Project up in Connecticut. So mad props, Josh. Keep up the great work.
So I got another Penn State beer my sister gave me.
Nice.
Hail to the Lion. I like that name. That's cool. That pays on to the Penn State stuff.
Shy Bear Brewing. That's in PA. It's I think it's up around like the Poconos or something. But there's New Trail and Shy Bear. They really pushed the Penn State alumni people and all their brewers and stuff. And I'm sure it makes money. You know what I mean? Like you put Penn State on a beer, they're like, all the alumni is going to be buying that,
Yeah. Smart
And
move.
speaking of college, shout out to my buddy Mikey Rozier, Nebraska Heisman Trophy winner. I told him as soon as they hired Matty Rule, I said he's going to turn your program around. He has. I know they took a tough loss to Illinois last week. Illinois is a tough team, but that Nebraska program, watch them. They're on the rise, and they're going to be representing the Big Ten over the next years to come. Matt Rule's a great head coach.
He's a great college coach. That's where
great college coach, not pro coach.
That's where. And
just like
honestly,
Nick Saban, great college coach, but not pro coach.
But Rick, check this out. Honestly, looking at things now the way they are in Carolina, I would be interested to see Matt Rule somewhere else where Dave Tepper is not the owner of the team that he's coaching. Because if you look at it now, I believe Tepper is more of the problem than Matt Rule. Really was. Not to say that he didn't mess up, because he was the face at the time. And I know Tepper came in later in that, during that time when he, bought the team for everything else that was going on. But Matt Rule, it might be interesting to see him have another chance. But I love him at the college level because we did.
I do too. I mean, look what he did with Temple. Look what he did with Baylor. I mean, he goes to programs, he cleans them up and brings them back to prominence. He really does.
Yep, really, he does. Baylor hadn't been the same since he left.
Yeah, and that was a shame because he got them looking good, and then
great program.
Yeah. Well, there are different reasons for that too.
Yeah, they had some issues.
No, that didn't happen under him. He cleaned up our brows and shit.
He did, but they were still there. But he did clean it up. He made Baylor. He brought them back. They were still there, bro. They didn't leave. So,
wasn't all the scandal with Baylor and stuff, though? Wasn't that pre-Matt Rule, though?
Yeah, it was. It was under Art Brow. The above nerve got his facts messed up again.
I really don't. Don't.
You do. Look it up.
I really don't. Oh, so you saying that all the players that were there under Art Brow left?
Most of those guys were
dismissed. No, I'm saying the trouble that happened at Baylor was before Matt Rule got there.
Yeah. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, again, the players were still there. And you're talking about
not the ones that took the kitty.
First of all, the ones that took the kitty, they're not your starters. Most of them aren't your starters anyway.
No.
You can go back and look at the stats.
Where your main players were dismissing the team when they were starting on the defense.
It was defensive players.
Okay, it is what it is, man. Tomato. It is what it is. Okay.
All right.
Even with that, if Matt Rule kept the shit, he kept it well, and he still built on it.
He did. Absolutely. And when he left, Baylor went to poop.
I can't talk about Baylor. They're actively recruiting my son right now. So.
I know you can't, but I can, and I know people that are there. They do stuff in Waco, so we can move on.
A lot of sports knowledge going on tonight. A lot of button heads. It's gonna happen, man. This is what when the shows combined, man. It's
like Power Man 5000. This is what it's like when the worlds collide.
Oh man, so good. So
real quick too. I know I don't want to do too much on the Flyers. I know there's not a lot going on right now, but I do want to say this: they beat the Islanders in a preseason game tonight 2-0, and Matty Michkov got his first basically career goal as a Flyer, but as a preseason goal, got it tonight on an empty netter, and he had 2 points. So it's nice to see the young future of the Flyers already stepping up, and also it looks like they kind of turned things around. With Alexei Kolosov, the guy that was going to leave and go back to the KHL, looks like he's going to stick around. Alexei, what do you call it? They signed a E2 Mikanemian, two-way goalie, $750,000 deal. You'll see him up and down from the Flyers and the Phantoms. And that's about it I got for the Flyers.
So the NFL game tonight, the Cowboys and Giants, man, that's getting a little close there for you there, Stoggs. What's that?
Man, I wish both teams could lose.
14-12?
Do 17-12.
17-12. Okay.
17-12. Yeah, man. It's a year, and I've told you this before. I've told you both this before. I'm now coming off of a separation from the team, and I'm just rooting for the team. I don't care for the ownership, but I really haven't for the past 20 some odd years. and it's bad when your child says to you, Dad, they never win. And it's like, no, they have a history of winning. You just don't know
Well,
it.
there it is.
I love that video.
Where are we at? The 40-minute mark.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's not right. Damn.
Look, man, I told you I'm an optimistic realist, and it's funny on our podcast, man. Game always asks me before the season starts, who do you think is winning the NFC East? And just about for the past, I think it's fair to say 3-4 times that we've done this, I've never picked the Cowboys. I just don't believe in them.
But you guys won a division the last 2 years.
It was a surprise.
There hadn't been back-to-back winners in the NFC East in the last 8 years.
Right, but the last 2 years, though, Dallas did. They were the first team in how long? They just can't play in the playoffs. That's their MO.
Yeah, for some reason, man.
Some reason.
Well, I think I can pinpoint the reason. I'm just being nice.
No, and I appreciate that. And but hey, look.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You're right, Big Game James. You're right. No, they did not win the last 2 years. I'm going to say they won it last year. The year before, we won it. We won it the year before. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
I said that off.
How you feel about giving Dak that big contract and
CD Lamb the big contract?
Yeah, he brought Ezekiel still your running back, right? He came back to you guys.
Yeah,
he's barely playing,
and he's barely exactly. It's
there's no change going on, right?
They messed up when they had the first chance to extend Dak Prescott. They should have locked him into a longer term deal. Then you have more money. You don't have the big holdout with CeeDee Lamb, and it saves you some money to take care of Michael Parsons as well. So
because I don't think you can sign him now.
No, to me, now you're going to have to put the franchise tag on Parsons for the next two.
And we all know Michael Parsons wants to be an Eagle in the worst way.
Oh, yeah, man. He's a Penn State guy too, right?
Yeah.
The problem is this. Everyone else on the team that we're going to let go, right? And we will end up having more younger players on rookie contracts. And you're seeing this right now. Right. And so a lot of your defensive backs are young. I mean, Booth he's a rookie that's starting right now. And yeah, Deron Bland went down, but you're going to have to pay Bland. You're going to have to pay Mozzie. There's a lot of players.
You're not paying all of them.
Yeah.
You're not going to pay.
Diggs is going to get paid, right? I mean, he's the top cornerback.
No, Diggs we're good with, but Mike is the big one that we have to worry about because we just got Diggs not too long ago.
Are you ready to give Micah $38 million a year?
We have to. And
can you, though, with paying CD and Dak?
Yes, we can. Now, again, the cap goes up, right? The problem is going to be who is left, right? You got Lawrence. And so
that's rough, man.
That's the issue that we face here and it took all of this and for Jerry to finally say, you know what? I made some missteps. I did some things wrong, but the fans, they need to understand. No, bump that. He's all about the brand, not the fans. Dude, it is what it is, man. So I watch it just so I can watch it. It's something on TV, but I like to do other stuff on Sundays these days now. Anyway,
you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys name.
I walk in the park. I go outside. Yeah,
play on charcuterie boards.
Crosswords, crossword puzzles.
Yeah, I don't really.
Hey, Jay Starks makes a hell of a charcuterie board, guys.
I really do. It is amazing.
Yeah. Some great cheeses and crackers and salamis and shit. It's amazing, bro.
Champagne cheddar and pomegranate. Yes, it's amazing.
But it cracked me up when you said your kid asked, have we ever won? Because when Saquon Barkley left the Giants and he's in the car, going to the Eagles, and he's telling his kid, yeah, man, we're going to be Philadelphia Eagles now. And the girl goes, so this means we're going to win now? And I was like, that's the best. That was the best moment.
That's plastic right there.
For the little kid to say that, I was just like, oh, man, dude.
Because, kids tell the truth.
Yeah,
Word up.
We just don't want to hear it as adults. But yeah, most of the time kids tell the truth.
Word up.
I am not what you would. I'm actually a typical Dallas fan. A lot of people equate Dallas fans as the over the top. It's our year every year, and it's not. It's not our year. Stop it. It's not our year. Let's just, if we make it to the playoffs, cool. If not, whatever. Let's just try to get Shedeur Sanders, and maybe we can try and do something better. Because they bet on Trey Lance, and Trey Lance was trash when he was drafted. And we spent a fourth round pick.
They got him as a backup. You think they really got Trey Lance to be a replacement to Dak Prescott?
Yes.
No,
you don't spend a fourth round pick.
Yeah, you do. A fourth round is nothing.
Guess what round Dak was?
Scott, is Shedeur Sanders the replacement to Dak?
God, I hope so.
Well, let me ask something. Is Shedeur Sanders a top 10 pick?
Yeah, I believe right now.
Probably. Is Dallas going to get in the top 10?
No.
Well,
if Dallas drafts a quarterback in the first round with the money they just paid the quarterback they have now, y'all better call. Never mind, I ain't gonna say that. Y'all better start killing somebody, right? That'd be the biggest.
Open up a can of worms because all these young quarterbacks, right? How many have played out, right? I mean, look at Burrow now. Look at Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Right, man. So you had these guys that you thought that were going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's not making a difference.
If you look at Jordan Love and what he's done in Green Bay under Douche Dodgers, right? So you already have a Dak. He's here. You bring in Shedeur. He sits behind them for a year or two. Dak is on the contract. Hey, let him go ahead and play it out. He'll be 34 by that time. Throw him to the Heat, whoever he wants, and there you go. You're ready to go, and you're going to have a new coach anyway with an OC.
Do you think that sends shockwaves to Dak where he says, "I want out"?
Nah, he's been wanting out for a while.
Okay,
really wanted out. He doesn't sign the extension, so he don't want to go anywhere.
He wants to get paid. No one's going to pay him like Dallas would pay him.
I don't know
because this year's draft class is what did it. You draft 6 quarterbacks in the first 15 picks. Come on, man. Everybody is set.
You don't think the Raiders would scoop up Dak?
I think they would have in a heartbeat.
If they
I think so too.
Sure. Can they pay him?
I don't know.
Like a lot of these teams are picking up these quarterbacks that weren't so good. Look at Tampa, right? Tampa Bay Bucs with Baker Mayfield.
Baker's playing good football though, for the most part.
Look at Detroit with Goff. Yeah, he's still pretty good.
Well, listen, but Goff was the number 1 overall pick, and he was really good in LA too. It's not some shocker that Goff's playing good football. I mean, he's been playing good football most of his career.
Falcons with Kirk Cousins is such. A lot of these older guys are stepping up.
Because they're established in the league and they know how to read a defense. I mean, listen, veteran quarterbacks are going to do well in this league for the sheer fact that they know how to read a defense. I mean, it takes time. It takes time to understand the nuance of understanding the defense. Look at Jalen Hurts against Todd Bowles' defense. I mean, he's 1-3 against Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles brings these exotic blitzes on him. It's tough, man. To become a veteran in this league, that means you get the knowledge.
But what did Atlanta do though? They drafted
this year?
Yeah.
Oh, they took Penix, right? Because that's right. their plan to groom.
So you think that was a smart move to use your first round draft pick on a quarterback and give a guy that hasn't won in the playoffs $83 million guaranteed?
Great point.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, dude.
Atlanta's done a lot of things, and they still the same old Atlanta goddamn Falcons. And I can't really speak on that till I start talking about these goddamn birds we about to play. But them other pigeons we about to go play ain't done shit in the last couple of years. Don't do shit. And we gonna show them why we still run the NFC South.
Oh my God,
the shiner is kicking in. The shiner.
The pigeons.
If you don't do nothing to me, I'll piss that out the first time I go, bro. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh man, but look at what the Panthers, man, with what's that?
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton.
Because that's a quarterback that can read a defense.
You have a veteran that's not in a hurry, that knows how to make the right reads and get rid of the ball to the right people. One of the most unfair things, guys, I can tell y'all, when you have a young quarterback in the building that's taking the field that is not experienced yet, there's no more worry in the building than that shit right there. Because, the one dude that touches the ball all the time is probably the most inept and most prone to make a mistake. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. And these young
I feel like that's a
have
good
been thrown into the fire, and they're not ready for it.
I feel like that's a good
Bryce Young, to have example.
This veteran quarterback and the new rookie quarterback to sit just maybe half the season or something like that. At least some games, you know what I mean? You don't throw them right into the fire, man, because I feel like it kind of it crushes their fucking confidence.
I agree, DeeTer. That's a great point. I feel like the guys, I feel like it's more beneficial to young quarterbacks to let them sit a half a season, whatever it may be, and learn and let the game slow down. I mean, even with Donovan, when we drafted Donovan, don't forget, they brought Doug fucking Peterson in, and he started the first 10 games of that season. And it was a good thing.
10 times that game, too. That same year, Donovan started next year. We came up to Philly. We had a team record of 10 total sacks in that game when Tampa came up here. And that shit was amazing. It was great. Everybody was running around the field just hitting people.
And think about the way Green Bay does it. Green Bay does it on the regular. They had Favre. They brought in Aaron Rodgers. He sat for 4 years. Yeah. They brought in Aaron Rodgers. They let Jordan Love sit for 2 years. I mean, it's good to let the young quarterbacks, learn and let the game slow down.
But I don't know if to say it. I do agree with Stoggs when he made the Jordan Love point, and you just said the same thing with Favre prior to Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay did it right. If Atlanta does that the right way, I don't know how patient their owner is going to be. I feel like Penix will be thrown in before he's ready. He has the arm talent. He's an older college quarterback. He played a long time because a lot of people forget.
Yeah, he is. He's about 25.
Yeah, he played in Indiana for 2 or 3 years before he even went to Washington.
Yeah.
So a lot of people forget that. So he is an older rookie quarterback that can probably be capable of doing it, but will they really give him the time he needs to come in and be that polished quarterback of the future?
Well, it is Atlanta, so probably not.
Well, look at the Bears, man. Their quarterback was supposed to be a young generation talent, man. And he's not showing me much.
Well, his last game, you're right, but his last game, he did have a really good game. But yeah, Caleb Williams, he's going to take some time.
But this is what I told Game, though, is one of the things that I've noticed watching the game is that a lot of times you draft a quarterback and then you start building around him instead of saying, hey, let's build and then put the quarterback in. So you have a quarterback that has a shitty line in front of him that may have one weapon, and usually it's a running back, right? And then you have a good defense. So you got a quarterback that's running for their life, right? Getting hit, getting hurt, Joe Burrow, right? Yeah. And just a slew of Michael Vick. I mean, you just name them, they were getting killed. Then you start building them up. One of the things that I have to appreciate about Philly is they were able to build around Jalen Hurts. And yes, they had a very different quarterback in front of them. But they were able to recognize, hey, you know what? We have a talent here. Let's utilize it for what it is. And you had a good OC and a good coach that was able to recognize it and put it together. And you had weapons and you had a great defense. So now you have a complete team.
Well, I think the best thing that ever happened to Jalen Hurts was sitting a year behind Carson Wentz. I mean, it let him see what kind of shark-infested water he was about to dive into, and it let him prep himself.
Yeah.
I would say you got to start the line. The line is the beginning.
Always.
You need a good O-line. You need a good D-line. I mean, you're not going to do nothing without that, man. If you can get those big guys, and you've been seeing it more and more in the draft, man. The big guys are getting picked up. Like, first round, second round. Right. It's a no-brainer, man. Because if you put pressure on that quarterback, he ain't throwing to nobody. You know what I mean? If you can open up the lanes, man, you got your running back just going straight through. So it starts at the line, and I would say.
Y'all had one of the best centers in the game for a long time, the best, and that's hands down. And so I think that's also a part of Philly's issues right now is trying to get him acclimated, get him,
Yeah, we're not making it with the
but I'll say this
right
though.
now.
I'll say this though. Cam Jurgens spent 2 full seasons playing right next to Jason Kelce. And don't forget, Cam Jurgens was a center in Nebraska, and Jason Kelce handpicked him to be his replacement. If you look at his Pro Football Focus rating, Cam Jurgens right now is a top 6 center in the league.
Well, even Kelce took a little bit of time to get where he was at the Pro Bowl.
He didn't even said in his retirement he almost got cut after the 016 season.
Listen, just because you played next to someone, and I'm telling you, we had Martin, we had Tyron Smith, but when you move to a different position, that's a huge.
But he didn't move to a different position. He was a 4-year center starter and then came in, but because Kelce was here, he moved over to right guard to learn next to him and read defenses on calls on him.
Again, that's in college. Now we're in the pros.
But that was still his natural position, though.
It's going to take a little time, I would say.
Wait a minute. It does actually. If you look at his scoring on Pro Football Focus, he's one of the top centers in the league right now.
Just because you're great in college, don't mean you're great.
But his numbers are great in the pros right now.
Oh my god!
What are you talking about? Oh my god! Look the numbers up, dude.
Y'all are missing the connect somewhere.
You gotta do homework, man.
Do your homework.
I did my homework. I came in with homework done. My homework's been done.
He's good, man. Like the first couple of games.
That's all I do.
The first couple of games, there was a couple of drop balls, right? I mean, it's going to take them a little time to get the rhythm.
Games. They're one bullshit drive in 40 seconds of the fourth quarter from being 3-0. What are you talking about? You're like the bottom's falling out.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Rick.
Bottom's falling out. It's
guys, we're all watching the same league here.
Are we?
Are we? Tell me, are we? What are you watching?
You're ready to go ahead and put this kid in the Hall of Fame right now.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying he's moved in and played the position well after moving over from right guard. Look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
Kelce, he played in Nebraska. That's his natural. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
What do you mean? Don't artificial the way I speak to make your point sound good. Your point's wrong. Read the numbers. The numbers from Pro Football Focus says he's a top 7 center right now in the league. Don't play that with me. I do my homework. That's all I do.
I do my homework.
The first game.
No, it doesn't sound like you do. It doesn't sound like you do. It sounds like you're half-assing a lot of your shit.
Ain't nobody half-assing anything.
Yeah, it sounds like you are.
Your ass, but
okay, come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on, Rick. Take it down a notch.
I am, but don't attack me.
Ain't nobody attacking you. No one's attacking you.
Yeah. I would say the first game, there was 3 turnovers, right? The second game, there was 2 turnovers. And even the last game, there was a turnover. So there's a lot of turnovers.
What's that have to do with the center?
Right. Have we been successful with the push?
Did the center throw an interception? Did the center throw the interception?
But how many times have you been successful with the tush push this year?
Well, people are adjusting and changing to the tush push because it's been out there and been done enough. But honestly, y'all, look, the first 2 weeks of the NFL season now, because of how the preseason is done, is always pretty bootylicious football. There's so many guys rusty, not ready to play. The continuity is not there. You're trying to get them ready to go, and it's hideous. And I hate this. I'm going to rest my guys until the regular season, and they play the first game, and they're like, ugh. It's like when you walk in on that blind date, you see a girl bigger than you, just fucking.
Looks like Wanda.
What the? And you just ain't ready for it. That's kind of.
You went on the blind date and wished you were blind.
Looks like Wanda.
Well,
that's a good point. I was just saying that to somebody earlier. The first 4 games are like the preseason now because nobody plays in the preseason.
Exactly. So the first 4 weeks almost don't count. They do, but they don't. You're expecting bad, ugly football the first 4 weeks of the year.
It's his first year at that position. I think it's going to give him a little. He's going to need a little bit of time. That's all I'm saying, dude. Is he the top 10? I don't know.
Go back and look at Olin. Go back and look at Olin Kreutz in 2000, stepping into his role at center for the Chicago Bears, and went on to be All-Pro and might wear a jacket one day. I mean, it can happen. He can be a
Well, for example, look at the center for Tampa now. That kid's a stud.
Barton's going to be good. I mean, he's young, he's big. Graham Barton's going to be okay. I mean, you never know until you know. But so far, so good. And it's hard to replace an all-pro center like you guys had. But if you can have someone come in and hold his own right off the bat, it's a win.
Yeah,
making that face for Jay Stocks?
Huh?
What are you making that face for?
Nothing. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing.
How's the Cowboys doing there? Up by 5?
Up by 5.
Real quick, DeeTer and anybody else that's a Phillies fan, did you see Netflix is about to do a film on the Phillies for the fan who helped orchestrate the standing ovation for Trey Turner last year in the 2023? It's called The Turnaround.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, remember that when we were talking about when Trey Turner signed a big deal, he came in and was struggling, and everybody was going to boo the shit out of him. And like people thought, and they were like, you know what? Instead, let's give him a standing ovation. Well, they're about to do a film on Netflix coming out October 18th. It's called The Turnaround, about the fan who orchestrated the standing ovation for Trey Turner. And I can't wait to see it. It's going to be awesome. Because, us Philly fans, we take a beating from around the country. People like to bury us. So that was a classy move. They, you know what I mean? They had a chance to bury us.
Rep. We get a bad rep.
We do. We do.
A bad rep.
I think it's false.
A lot of times, it's we're a little over the top, a little strong-headed. We get a bad rep. Like the Turner thing, they thought that we were going to bury him. They thought that we were going to bury Boom when he said, fuck Philly, right? Pardon my French.
And they gave him a standing O.
They gave him a standing no. And look at Boom now. Boom's great.
One of the top 5 leaders in RBIs in the National League.
Philly, we don't have much but sports, man. And when I get to work on a Monday and the weekend is good, I feel like I'm good. The Union's in a playoff position, and they just need to keep on winning 4 more games, and they could be in the playoffs. Never know what's going to happen with the Union.
Nice. How's your other team doing? Was it Chelsea?
No, they're not doing good.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about Premier.
No, I'm sorry. Also, the Sixers, on a side move, the Sixers brought in Lester Quinones from the Golden State Warriors. All he does is shoot threes. Not a great clip, 36.4%, but, he's going to be like an 8th man off the bench. So quietly, move the Sixers made. We didn't even talk about Big Game James's Tampa Bay Bucs getting ready to play the Eagles.
We didn't. We talked about the damn Dallas Cowgirls. I can't believe it.
I know.
I'm sorry, Jay Stocks. You look. What's wrong, man? You look.
Nothing.
Hey, this game this week, Rick, you made a point. You made a point earlier. 4 of the last 5 times the Buccaneers have been successful, but one thing that scares me is y'all's defensive line for the way our offensive line played last week against the Denver Broncos.
Well, and Big Game James, you're a former defensive lineman. I just want to say last week, and as well as I do, Jalen Carter had a 93.5% rating, 18 impacted plays on 51 snaps. That's huge for an interior D lineman. Big Game James, I know you were an interior D lineman. His numbers were through the roof last week. On top of that, having a 90.5 pass rusher rating as a D tackle. I mean, and that was probably top 5 in all of football last week. That guy had an unbelievable day. So, I think that's the Jalen Carter we were hoping for.
And guess who they're going to line him up against this week, if you're smart? Cody Mock. Cody Mock is lighting the ass and looking like it was a gamble that was not the best one taking him out of North Dakota State right now. He looked bad. He had a hard time with power rushes last year. And I am really excited about a young guy that they haven't played a lot yet, but had people raving about him in camp, and that's Elijah Klein. So Elijah Klein might get a chance to get some playing time this week because Cody Mock is going to need help with Jalen Carter. And if I'm the Eagles, that's who I'm picking as my lineup, my matchup, if I think I can take advantage of anybody on that Buccaneers offensive line.
On the opposing side, what worries me is Jalen Hurts against Todd Bowles' defense. He's 1-3 against Todd Bowles. I know Todd Bowles comes with a lot of blitz and confuses a lot of young quarterbacks, and Jalen hasn't done well in recent years. Lost 2 playoff games to Todd Bowles in the last 3 years or last 4 years. So I'm a little nervous about that. And on top of it, add in the numerous injuries to our best players. You're talking about A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, probably even Mekhi Becton. If the Eagles have any chance of winning this game, if you're reading The Art of War, if there's 2 ways to defeat an elephant, a lion does it one way and a mouse does another. It's going to be 1,000 bites. You're going to have to run the football 3 yards here, 4 yards here, a 5-yard out if you're passing. There's no deep plays. You're going to have to own the war of the clock. You're going to have to own the time of possession and keep Tampa's offense on the sideline and take 4 yards here, 4 yards here, 6 yards here.
If we could dial back the clock to last week's game with Sirianni going for the fourth twice instead of kicking for the field goal. How do you feel about that, Ricky?
I was disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, I was disappointed.
I feel like it was a little impulsive, and it's not a video game, Nick. DeeTer, I've been standing up for Nick Sirriani for a long time. I know a lot of people bury the guy, but I was very disappointed. His play calling or his strategy was a little impulsive, and we lucked out and walked out there with a win because it cost us the week before. So
yeah, and then he called a field goal at 60 yards out. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what his coaching strategy was there, but that was piss poor. That was really piss poor. I'm glad that Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert put that game on their back, because if it wasn't for them, we would not.
And Jalen.
Okay. But Saquon Barkley had a 65-yard run, I think.
Yeah, I think he ended up with 147 total, and then you look at Dallas Goedert with 10 catches, 170 yards, the game of his life, and the huge, 65-yard play to help set up the game-winning touchdown by Saquon. Yeah, it was huge, and I think if Nick would have played smart, we wouldn't have to be in that position. We escaped with a winning, so hopefully we can start winning games more strategically without having to escape with a win.
Now, how confident do you feel with that coaching going into Tampa Bay?
It's going to be tough. I want to put money on it. It's going to be a really tough game.
But, hey, we bring it up a lot, too. Vita Vea just got back out to the practice field for the first time since the regular season started this week. He's still a game-time decision. Kalijah Cansey and that Achilles and foot injury that he has going on is someone we're missing up front. Antoine Winfield Jr. is going to be out again.
Is he? That's a huge ball.
That's what they said earlier. That I think he's going to be out. That's just me personally from the injury report that came out. If it changes, I'll be beyond ecstatic. But he changes what we can do in that blitz game. If he's out, it doesn't. And then Savassier Dennis is playing a lot more than KJ Britt. So I don't know if there's something up with Britt, something wrong, or how they do it. One plays better against the run. The other one plays better against pass, and the way they blitz that middle linebacker in that 3-4 scheme that they have. So, it's kind of up there. Both teams are suffering injuries, and the road of the collapse against Denver scared the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I was like, "Oh shit, we got this. We about to be 3-0 going into Philly," and we made Bo Nix look like rookie of the year.
Wow, yeah, I was surprised, man.
I was too.
We didn't take Baker at all either. Like, Baker was running for his life, and he got flustered. And when he got flustered, he looked like the Baker Mayfield that everyone talked about before, showing they had a little bit of composure.
Well, we're hitting that hour mark. So, Ricky, you got any picks of the week? Normally, me and Rick do 3 picks a week. If you guys want to jump in, you're more than welcome to. But we got a little bet going on.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm going to have to go off the cuff. I didn't even make any picks this week. Let me see off the cuff. Who do we got playing?
We could do a bye week. This could be our bye week.
You want to do 6 picks next week?
Yeah, we'll do that next week. 6
All right.
picks next week. Big Game James, thank you so much for coming on the show. Stoggs.
Big Game James, you're the man. Stoggs, much appreciated, big kid.
I know you're watching the Cowboys game. I know you're focused on that. And if both those teams could lose, I wish they would. But hey, they can. So,
oh man.
Love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much, man.
Hey man, thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
You guys are the best.
Every Thursday night, 10 p.m., Two Birds, One Show. Check us out. And please check out the other shows on the network. We have plenty of good shows on there. So look at the lineup. Check them out. All right. See you.